Joining us, and we are underway. Idaho in the black jerseys, IDST in its traditional white. Willie Guy starting for the second consecutive game, replacing Desmond McKinney. Here's Grant Nelson going right to the basket and scoring.
Grant Nelson at 6'11". We've put a ton of superlatives on him already, Dom, but he's earned every one of them, and just a nice, great take off the bounce, beat his man easily to the basket.
Rashad Smith will kick this out. Mikey Dixon, transfer from Grand Canyon. There's a pair of Grand Canyon transfers. The Antelopes won the WAC last season. They go inside of the big man Christensen. That one's going to be off of Dixon and a turnover.
Well, great job by Idaho. They got the mismatch they wanted down low off the ball screen action. Guy defending in the post, but just a poor pass out of the post by Christensen results in a turnover.
Cruiser puts it on the deck here and is fouled on his way to the basket.
And that's the difference, Don. We talked about in the pregame. When you looked at a big body like Christensen from Idaho, what he doesn't have is that lateral movement. You know, the Cruiser's so difficult to defend all over the floor. Christensen much more suited to play down in the block.
Guy will kick it out. Tyree Edie held scoreless, rejected there, got his own putback, and he's fouled and will go to the line.
Great job by Edie to recognize the wide open lane, got in there, little shot fake, got blocked, then he stays with it, draws the contact, not able to finish, but goes to the line for two.
Golden Bertain whistle for the foul. We were talking about Edie off air before the broadcast tonight as he gets on the scoreboard here. He was held scoreless on Monday, but he still impacted the game in several other areas.
He does, and he's a very versatile player. Dave Richmond loves him to death because he can defend multiple positions. Right. He can be a ball handler if needed on the offensive end. He can knock down big shots. He just doesn't go seeking his opportunities that often, and it really is great at letting the game come to him.
Compared to Monday, we're on like 198 pace here after what we saw Monday. And for those that watch, as here's Christensen goes down low off glass. That's too strong with the left hand, and Cruiser with the rebound. You avid basketball fans watch Tarleton give Michigan all they wanted on Wednesday as Nelson has it. How about that? Too strong. Got his own rebound, though. Goes right back up with it. It's too strong there and out of bounds. It'll be Idaho ball. He was too close to the basket.
He was aggressive. Dave Richmond loves it, just not able to finish. Padding the stats a little bit on the rebound, right, in the rebound column, but you want to be able to come out of there with two.
Four 4-0 Bison here. Nearly 2 minutes gone in the first half. Bertain in the corner. That's a long three. That's way too strong there. Nelson to the rebound.
Yeah, quick release. Comes up with nothing.
Cruiser. Jump shot, good.
The multiple dimensions of Rocky Cruiser's offensive game, Dom. You know, behind the arc, there's the mid-range game. So hard to match up with.
3 times he's already led the Bison in scoring in their first 5, and there Dixon gets 3 to get Idaho on the board.
Now Mikey Dixon with a big bucket. Idaho dangerously close to a timeout if they continue to go scoreless. Needed a bucket bad.
Dixon averaging 13 a game for Idaho. They get it in here. Nelson stripped there and a turnover. And it goes to the Vandals.
Active hands that time. Rashad Smith knocks it away as Nelson's trying to back him down.
Christensen, the big man, couldn't get it to go, and then a foul out of frustration, and he just picked up his second.
Yeah, that's going to be 2 on the big. We'll see if Coach Klaus goes to his bench at all. Yep. Right away, they'll bring another big body in, but that's the matchup problems that some of these guys cause. You know, traditional bigs, and all of a sudden he's sitting on the bench with 2 fouls.
And that's something as a freshman, too, and you know this as a coach, you got to learn, especially fouls that far away from your basket.
Absolutely, and that couldn't agree more, Dom. That's just part of the maturation process that Coach Klaus, with all his new players, including freshmen like Christensen, they've got to learn from.
Cruiser 3, couldn't get the roll. Dixon stays in bounds with a rebound.
Idaho wants to get out and go if they can, but North Dakota State getting back transition defense.
Smith misses the three. Cruiser the board. Rocky will drive, lost the handle on it, got it back, finds Willie Guy. Tyree Edey, little hook in the lane is good.
There you are, Dom. You're looking for production from Edey. He finds a way to get it done. As you mentioned, jump hook in the lane, soft touch, nice finish.
8-3 Bison as we near 4 minutes gone in the first half. That was a tough shot there from Edey. Full extension to make that. Bertain gets this inside. Philip Pepple Jr. into the game for the first time. Jump shot too strong, got his own rebound, goes back up with it. Can't get that one to go, and there's Cruiser with a rebound, and Pepple with a foul.
With 2 fouls, Pepple's got 1. They're just not an easy matchup when you're trying to guard 34 in white.
Two of the next 4 opponents for the Bison will come out of the Big Sky. They'll see Montana State about a week and a half in Bozeman. Here's Cruiser driving and scoring.
Ooh, Pepple went down and Cruiser went down awkwardly. I think he's okay.
Looks like everybody's all right. Little grimace there as Cruiser comes back up the floor.
Great finish with the left, though. Both he and Nelson demonstrating the ability to get to the rack off the bounce.
That one in and out there in the corner. That time from Anderson. Edey. Jarius Cook driving right to the basket. Short met with that, and the rebound to Dixon.
Strong take by Cook. That's something he's going to be available to him just because people are going to get out and defend him on the arc. He's got to finish around the rim.
That one last touch by Cruiser. Stay Idaho. Let's go over to Logan for the first time.
Thanks, Don. Well, Dave Richmond, he is extremely happy with what he's seeing from this Bison team, especially on the defensive front. The one thing that he said to the team that he wants them to do a little bit differently is play just a bit faster.
We'll see with Guy and Cook going to the bench. You get Coleman and Des McKinney back on the floor now. We'll see if they can push the tempo a little bit.
McKinney sat the game on Monday against Tarleton, what David Richmond called a learning lesson for McKinney, not living up to the program standards. Up and under there, rejected was Anderson as Cruiser got all of that.
Just great effort by Rocky. Contesting, not fouling.
The three, short, long rebound, got another one. McKinney drives and is fouled there by Anderson.
Yeah, nice job by McKinney. Saw the open lane, put it on the deck, and picks up the foul. Not a shooting foul.
Michael Hanshaw will come into the game for the first time for Idaho. Wears number 0. Cruiser puts this one on the floor. And the finish! Boy, what a start for the big man here. We talked about some stuffing after Thanksgiving. There you are.
Absolutely. Great finish. It was right by Hanshaw on the perimeter.
How about that? Welcome to the game for Hanshaw as he scores here down low with a nice feed.
Nice job on the dribble penetration. Cruiser to come over and help, and Hanshaw all alone on the backside. Much needed basket for Idaho.
.13.5 remaining first half. Cruiser again! The lane is there.
Yes, it is. He's getting tired. Didn't really finish that one as well as he wanted to, but boy, he's just showing his dynamic offensive ability.
.14-5, Bison with a lead. McKinney going to be called here for a foul. As Anderson was trying to go around him, as Andrew Morgan will come into the game for the first time. Grant Nelson back in.
And there you see the foul by McKinney. But you go back to what Logan talked about. Dave Richmond has to be happy, I think, with his effort from his guys on both ends of the floor. Playing with a sense of urgency, sense of aggressiveness on the offensive end, not settling, attacking the rim.
Morgan and Hanshaw battling down low right now. Anderson feeds him down low.
We're going to get Grant Nelson, I think. He was rotating back on the weak side. Morgan was showing on the ball screen action. He was trying to help out until Morgan could recover, but got a hand in there.
Foul on Nelson. It's the second team foul on the Bison. And away from the ball here, an offensive foul on Idaho.
Yeah, Hanshaw, I think, called for the moving screen. Point of emphasis. We see it a lot. We've talked about it, Dom, in our games we've done, and also we watch on television. You just can't be moving.
Already 16 fouls here, Greg, on Idaho, so the Bison one away from shooting free throws the rest of the half.
Well, they're going to jump in a little 1-3-1 matchup zone, maybe try to trap out of it. I think protect some guys in foul trouble.
Nelson can't get that to go from the foul line. Gabe Quinnett into the game for Idaho, wearing number 21 for the first time. Anderson drives and is fouled there.
I like the decision by Coach Klaus to change things up defensively. There wasn't really anything Idaho was doing on the defensive end that was slowing DSU down. They jump into that zone, force a missed shot.
Fouls on Harden Hayes. .12:20 to go first half. 14-5. Bison with the lead. Anderson down to 6 on the shot clock. Guarded there by Nelson, who swatted it, but called for a foul. He can't believe it.
Oh, that's a tough one for Dave Richmond. He's certainly not pleased with it. I thought Nelson did a pretty good job, but here he sits down, defends, kind of bodies up there now when he steps through. Huh? They had a better angle than we did, Dom.
Nelson with his second. Now will have to sit as Edey will come back into the game. Grant Nelson's asking Kyan Brown, what else could I have done there? I don't know what the answer is either.
I agree, Dom. I thought he did a great job of kind of walling up and keeping his hands high. And there was some contact, and official made the call.
Anderson at the line will hit the first.
And to Anderson's credit, what he did, he didn't go in there and try to shoot a fadeaway over 6'11". He tried to go right into the body of Nelson. Got rewarded with the foul call. Gets to the line for 2, and that's something that Coach Klaus needs. They're struggling on the offensive end. Need to find a way to get some easy points.
Both good at the line there.
See if Idaho stays in their zone look. Looks like they're going to drop back into it.
Nearly 8 minutes gone in the first half. 14-7, Bison with the lead. Cruiser with 8 points already to pace NDSU. He sits. Andrew Coleman. Good feed to Andrew Morgan.
Well, great job by Coleman. Attacks the paint, which is what you want to do against the zone. Morgan just sat down on the backside, recipient of a nice pass and a big-time finish.
High-flying Bison here early on. Up by 9. Jameel King picked up his dribble. Leaves it for Gabe Quinnett. Sully with it. Got a 5. Picked up his dribble. Kicks it back out for a 3 from King. Can't get it to go. That one too strong underneath from Hanshaw, and the Bison to the board. McKinney finds Coleman for a 3. In and out, no. Morgan, the freshman, the rebound. Finds Coleman driving and scoring.
Morgan returns the favor to Coleman. Great cutting action against the zone right down the middle, and Morgan with the nice bounce pass.
Bison not messing around here. Up 18-7. 3 ball there from Quinnett is off the mark. Sully the rebound.
Idaho switched to the zone. North Dakota State's kind of carved it up. We'll see if they stay man or stay zone and go back to man. Jump back into that zone again, I believe. What you want to do is work from behind the zone. Watch the guys on the backside. You usually have 5 sets of eyes on the ball. How well do you operate from behind the zone?
Coleman thought about it. Drove and was fouled. As I mentioned earlier, now that's already the 7th team foul on Idaho, so we're halfway through the half, and the Bison will be shooting free throws here.
Exactly. That's not a recipe for getting yourself into the game or closing the gap. And that's just good recognition by Coleman. The experienced transfer is, hey, don't settle. Little shot fake, draws 2 defenders, gets himself to the line.
Hits the first. I mentioned in prior broadcast about Coleman's long tenure, 4 years at Northern State, extra year of eligibility. So I want to see if I can play Division I basketball, and call up Dave Richmond's spot here. And here he is spending his final year of eligibility about 2 hours up the road from Aberdeen.
Absolutely. And when you watch how he plays, he's a Dave Richmond type player. Versatile player, very cerebral, understands the importance of defending.
That shot was short in the lane from Jameel King. Buys into the glass, up by 12. Guy leaves it for Tyree Edey. Cook drives, floater, short with that. Cruiser was soaring. Edey the putback.
Wow, just great job by Cruiser to keep it alive on the short miss by Cook, and Edey just cleans up the mess. And North Dakota State dominating in every aspect of the game right now, Don.
Cruiser with 8 points and 6 rebounds, and we're halfway through the first half. Good defense there as Salih. That ball is going to be kicked.
I don't know if Cruiser thought he kicked that thing intentionally or not. I think he just hit his foot when it was on the floor. But Dave Richmond continuing to rotate fresh bodies out there.
Mentioned his pregame interview with Logan about obviously the stretch they were in, playing nearly every other day, and obviously you've done this obviously with a coach that have a few days off for Thanksgiving, then get back into the groove, but they haven't missed a beat at least here through the first half.
No, and that's one of the things you can do sometimes is, you know what, take a little time off, maybe do some walkthrough stuff and kind of let them refresh physically. Ooh. Nice finish.
Pepple there with a throwdown.
Yeah.
That was the easiest basket so far of the game for Idaho.
Far and away.
Cook leaves it for Edey. Here's Cruiser. There's going to be a held ball there, and possession arrow says it goes to Idaho.
That's a tough one. I don't know if that was, Cruiser's played great to this point. Probably not the best decision he's made, kind of dribbling into that second defender. Alternate possession goes Idaho's way.
Sure, as a coach, you're probably always a little hesitant, like, well, we haven't played in a couple days. Let's see what we got to come out. Especially, students may not necessarily be here, but we got a good crowd on this Saturday night.
Very nice crowd. What is it, Small Business Saturday? Is that what it is? I'm not sure if that has anything to do with the crowd or not.
There's a turnover there. That pass too strong or too tall for Pepple.
Yeah, nice turnout by the community in the region. So far treated to an impressive performance by North Dakota State.
Pepple, one of those transfers from SIU Edwardsville. Comes to Moscow. Good look underneath from Morgan, who finishes.
Well, great execution. High post entry to Cruiser. Finds Morgan underneath. Nice reverse finish. Get that ball into the paint one way or another. Off the bounce, off the pass. That time off the pass.
Good look there. As Dixon got it to Pepple, but was stripped away as Pepple went up with it. We're nearing 8 minutes remaining in the first half. Good drive there. The look, Pepple wasn't ready for it. Out of bounds. Last touch by the Bison.
Yeah, 6 on the shot clock right now for the Vandals. What you want to do if you're North Dakota State, don't fly on shot fake. Stay down, keep the ball in front of you, and contest everything.
Dixon. Down to 5 on the shot clock as Smith notices, drives, off balance, couldn't get to go, and Edey skies for the board. And it's stripped away from him. Looks underneath. There's Morgan cutting and finishing.
Great vision. Tyree Edey had the ball knocked away, but kept his eyes up. Morgan running rim to rim. Easy finish. Left 8. Talking earlier, that's an early exit that you didn't expect, right?
Bears, who finished second in the Valley, out today. Tennessee Martin knocked off Mo State. Drive here from Dixon. Off balance there. Last touch by the Vandals. It'll be NDSU ball.
Well, as you
don't forget, everybody, the Gate City Bank halftime report coming up. Update you on the other games going on in the FCS playoffs. Great college basketball weekend. Big day already for the Summit League. The South Dakota State women knocked off 15th ranked UCLA this afternoon. Oral Roberts gave Oklahoma State a heck of a game on the men's side yesterday. Their drive from Edey off the mark. Comes down a little ginger there on his ankle as he gets back into the action. Dixon and the foul.
Wow, excellent job by Dixon to keep the pressure on. Never really let up and was in attack mode on Jarius Cook. And now you talk about Edey kind of getting up gingerly. I don't know if he caught his foot underneath the table on the end or not, but
possibly there. It looked it.
I'm gonna get Nelson in for him anyway.
Nelson's been sitting for a bit after he got his second foul. See Edey a little bit ginger there going off. Obviously the Bison are still without Sam Griesel's services. David Richmond said after the game Monday, after the win over Tarleton, it's more week to week than it is day to day with Griesel.
And I would have to say, and just had an opportunity to have a nice chat with Sam before the game today, and he's in great spirits and understands what the whole process is. I would say that Dave Richmond's goal might be, hey, can we get him back for that UND game, that opening conference game? Let's not rush anything. Don't risk anything.
That's December the 22nd, so still a ways away. Down to 7 on the shot clock. Guy with a deep three off the mark there. Rebound comes to Dixon.
I think Coach Klaus, this is what you want. You got to take advantage here. Close
Smith
the gap.
Couldn't get that though. And Cook with a rebound. Look at Cook glide and score.
That's what you love, the ability. Jarius Cook cleans up on the defensive glass. Heads up court. Nobody stops the ball. He says, thank you very much. End to end.
We'll step back here from Dixon, in and out. Morgan and Nelson fighting for the rebound. How about the minutes from the freshman Andrew Morgan here?
Well, you got to love it if you're Dave Richmond. You like his aggressiveness on the glass, defending well, sharing the ball, finishing when he gets the opportunity.
Last touch there by Smith. Stays NDSU ball. Back to the point on Griesel, and you know this better than anybody. You wanted to play as many games as possible, but conference games, that's when the season really starts. And obviously starts a little bit earlier for everybody with the Summit League right before Christmas time.
Yeah, it really does. And I think that's the thing. I think if you talk to Sam Griesel, I didn't talk to him about that specifically, but of course that's what he wants. He wants to find a way to get this team to the NCAA tournament, and that's all about conference play.
Nelson off the iron there. Christensen back into the game. The big man who got 2 fouls in the first 3 minutes. Gets the rebound for Idaho. Bertain too strong there for Christensen, and the turnover.
Yeah, that's a tough one. If you're Idaho, points are so hard to come by. You can't afford not to get shots every time down the floor, and you've got to be able to deliver an easy pass.
Coleman ahead to Cruiser. Cook, 3 in the corner. No. High rebound there from Trevante Anderson. In transition to Dixon. Dixon glides, swatted there by Coleman, but a foul.
Yeah, they're going to say he got him down below. It was clean up top, but too much contact down below, and that's going to put him on the line, but Coleman recovers.
You can see the contact that Greg's talking about. Everybody will just see the final result with Coleman with a swat. Dixon, as I mentioned, spent last year at Grand Canyon. Interesting basketball program there that won the WAC and made the NCAA tournament. Interesting to see their strides here this coming year in a conference, as obviously we saw Tarleton play in the WAC on Monday night.
Yeah, one of the more unique leagues in the country, the WAC.
3 time zone league as it is. That one from Nelson deflected out of bounds.
And you like North Dakota State really attacking this full court pressure. a lot of times before they get matched up. That's why I don't mind the early threes, because you really maintain an advantage on the offensive glass. North Dakota State in attack mode against that full court pressure.
Cruiser gets it to go. Double figures already for Rocky Cruiser with 10 points.
Well, the big boy doing it off the bounce. We've watched that for years. He continues to develop, continues to improve, never settles for where he's at.
Anderson kicks this out. Bertain will take the three. Good.
Nice attack off the dribble, as you talked about. Dribble penetration, kick out, open look behind the arc.
30-18 as we're down to 4:25 remaining in the first half. Cruiser! Look out below! The poster!
Oh, this young man's aggressiveness. When we get down close to that last media timeout, I have a feeling Dave Richman's going to challenge his team and say, listen, can we put as much separation as possible between ourselves and Idaho? They got to carry.
Boy, how about the rim rocker here on a Saturday night? Rocky Cruiser's had a couple already. That might be his best in a while.
Hide the women and children on that one down.
Now, since last December against TCU comes to mind on this one.
Up with two.
Over the 6'10 Christensen. Cruiser keeps it alive. Harden Hayes. He'll take the three. Off the back iron. And then a foul underneath. We're going to get that one on Kilgore.
Wouldn't give up on pursuing that last offensive rebound opportunity. Forced a hold on Idaho and knocks down the first of two.
You mentioned that before we went to break about NDSU trying to put the hammer down here in the last section of this first half. It's something where it's coming sporadic, and Logan talked to Dave about that before the game, about avoiding those. Obviously, you want to, those scoring droughts, which sometimes is inevitable, but in a game like this, when you know you're a favored team, to put a bunch of separation here before the half.
It would send a big message, and I think where it starts is on this end of the floor, which feeds right into exactly how Dave wants his team to play. Force some turnovers, force some missed shots, get out in transition and find some easy scoring opportunities.
Anderson can't get it to go. And a foul underneath. Good to see Edie back out there.
Yeah, you talked about it. He was kind of favoring that foot, but I'm sure they looked at it. Everything's good. Idaho gets to the line for the bonus opportunity.
Idaho's been on the road here for a bit. Last 10 days, they'll finally get a chance to go home at the end of next week. They get Southern Utah. Obviously, that's a conference game. Thunderbirds are the preseason pick to win the Big Sky. As that one long from Anderson, out of bounds. Last touch by Idaho. It'll be Bison ball. Then a few days after that, they get the Jackrabbits in their gym, which is one of the oldest basketball arenas in the country up there in Moscow. Bison were up there a couple years ago and won.
Yeah, and it's not an overly attractive arena.
Not a great
I don't
viewing pleasure
critical.
there,
yeah,
no.
Yeah. It's one of those that they could afford a new one.
Cruiser drives. We're going to foul call there. Of course, as you know, Greg, part of the Summit Big Sky Challenge series that teams are matching up in home and homes. Bison have that with Montana State coming up next week.
Yeah, I talked about it before. I love the fact that these leagues are doing that and getting some quality. And, you know, look at the crowd. I mean, you know, you bring another Division I team in, it makes a big difference. And they appreciate seeing quality competition. Christensen picks up his third. And you feel bad. He's just kind of shaking his head, but it's not fair.
What are you going to do?
Exactly. You can't get out and get into him because he goes by you.
Both go to the line. What a first half for Rocky Cruiser. 14 points of NDSU's 36. And they've doubled up Idaho here with 3 minutes to go in the half. Kilgore leaves it for Pepple. Can't get it to go. Loose ball rebound is tracked down by Dixon.
Nice job by Kilgore to keep it alive.
And there's Dixon knocking down the three.
What you don't want if you're North Dakota State is don't give Idaho that run heading into halftime. Don't give them that confidence. Find a way to kind of work them over, make them defend, make every possession difficult.
Edey gliding off balance in the basket. How about that?
Yeah, it goes back, and you talked about it earlier. You know, Tyree Edey.
Did you hear me in the pregame?
I think so. The opportunities find him, but you know he's done a nice job of being aggressive at the right times. Doesn't force anything. That opportunity to get to the rim was right in front of him. He converted.
Edey's got 8.
Ooh.
Dixon there. And
Edey went to him.
yes.
You know, that says a ton about Tyree Edey.
So he'll get 2 shots here, and it'll be Bison ball out of this. And already a tough road to hoe gets even harder here for Idaho with Christensen on the bench with 3 fouls. Now Dixon ejected from the game. You still got another half to go here. You still got 2 minutes to go in the first half.
Yeah, yep. We'll see how NDSU finishes, and we'll see how Coach Clausen tries to handle it with his guys. They've got to maintain a certain level of discipline.
40-21, Bison lead with 2 minutes to go in the first half. NDSU has nearly eclipsed its total points from Monday. They had 54 on Monday.
Idaho back to straight man. Edey just continuing
How
to
about that?
operate. You know, and his first half has kind of disappeared behind Rockies, hasn't it? You know, I mean, Edey's really putting
He's got
up a
12,
nice,
though.
yeah.
Cruiser has 14. Bison have doubled up the Vandals here at 42-21. Pepple guarded there by Cruiser. Baseline shot too strong. Edey another board. You can tell he probably took Monday's game personally as well. Cruiser, 3-ball. Couldn't get it to go. Man, hit every part of the rim.
It was halfway down. I still like the look in transition, even though they didn't get on the offensive glass. It was a clean look.
Anderson with some open room there. Misses the layup. And Edey with the board.
Coleman and Edey, kind of little miscommunication. They both left the ball. Dave Richmond not happy about that. Even though Idaho didn't capitalize, he doesn't want any of these small things to turn into big things.
Bison timeout here with 57.8 remaining in the first half. NDSU shooting 51.6% from the field in the first half, led by Cruiser's 14 and Edey's 12. Idaho just 6 of 25 on the night.
Yeah, that's the versatility of NDSU. You'll see them switch a lot. They're able to keep a fair amount of length on the floor. They're able to contest those shots. Nothing is comfortable for Idaho offensively right now. And you look at some of the younger players, it's just an uncomfortable situation for them all around. And that's when some of that frustration starts to come to the surface.
Bison will head back out on the road Tuesday night for a biggie against Creighton. For Bison head coach Greg McDermott's team, always a good team, always a Big East contender.
Yeah.
That'll be a tough one for NDSU, but one that they gave Creighton all they wanted early last season down in Omaha.
Well, and that's the thing. I mean, Creighton is such a good offensive team. They're so difficult to guard. It's going to be a great challenge for this experienced North Dakota State team, especially on the defensive end.
Driving Anderson and fouled there. Cruiser got a piece of it.
If you're going
But
to
it
say
happened before.
Just look at the other end of the floor and say, how do we create easy opportunities? How do we create up tempo? How do we get things, momentum moving in our favor? And I think that's what North Dakota State's really done today. Nice.
The lob there to Skunberg, knocked away. The loose ball comes to Trevante Anderson. Boy, that could have been a carry there, and he turns it over to Willie Guy.
Dave Richmond's yelling, slow it down.
Oh. Cruiser off the fingertips and turned the ball over. And that's exactly what Dave was screaming about. Shot clock is off here as Idaho will have a last chance with 20 seconds to go in the first half.
It's the whole thing. You know, as a coach, you can be up big, but you're always going to have some ammunition heading into halftime. And these last 2 or 3 possessions is giving Dave Richmond all he needs to challenge his team.
Kilgore drives and scores. See if they get a shot up.
Bail him out with the foul. Just tried to contest. Shot came up a little short. Goes the other way for North Dakota State.
Cruiser drive and finish.
Do we have the record for most dunks by one guy in an NDSU game? I'm just curious.
I don't know if we have an official stat on that, but he's got 5 of them already tonight.
Wes Offerman knows all those things.
He'll get on that. That was knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Edey, by the way, who's pretty close to a double-double himself. 12 points, 8 rebounds already for Edey after being held off the scoreboard Monday night in the win over Tarleton. Corner 3 here from Travante Anderson, no good. Edey with rebound number 9.
Well, who are you going to ask about next game, Dom? That's what I'm kind of curious about. You are.
Yeah, because clearly I'm inspired of here.
Yes.
Anderson plays catch with Kilgore here from the foul line. Anderson gets that one to go.
That's a tough pull up over Cruiser, who got switched on to him. Nice high arcing floater.
Minute and a half gone. The lead is 20. 46-26. Bison ahead.
This is the end of the floor that Dave Richmond will either be pleased with or be frustrated with, because he wants to see them maintain a high level of intensity.
Edey misses the 3. The Bison still, there's one thing, they haven't made a 3-pointer yet tonight. Smith glides, too strong there, and Nelson the rebound.
They just want to be able to keep pressure on. Don't settle in. Don't get sloppy with the ball. Crisp passes. Sharp movement without the ball.
Cruiser too strong there. Nelson, look at that. The hustle to get the loose ball rebound. Cook glides and scores. Good finish, too.
Absolutely. The hustle of Nelson leads to that easy second chance opportunity. Great take by Cook.
Anderson drives and is fouled. And he'll have a chance at a 3-point play.
Oh, nice job in transition. You mentioned Anderson pushing, not relaxing.
Let's check in with Logan.
I mean, he said that Rocky Cruiser has been an incredible asset to this team. Not only is he a leader, but he said he's playing good basketball. The craziest thing, John, that Richmond has said is that he knows that he is capable of playing so much better basketball, and I think that is just wild that he's saying that after his performance tonight.
Well, we've seen some unbelievable games throughout his 4 years now, 4+ in NDSU. I look back to what he did in Sioux Falls last year at the Summit League tournament as example A.
I agree with you, Dom, and I think that's the other thing is he's not just a one-dimensional player. He's a guy that has become a rim protector and a quality defender, to be honest with you.
Alley-oop! Grant Nelson!
You could just see that developing.
That's going to be a travel there on Kilgore. This crowd that has decided to come here tonight has been entertained and then some.
You really have. You talk about that young man, Grant Nelson, on the Devil's Leg, Rocky Cruiser. We've thrown superlative after superlative at both of them for good reason. Nelson.
Woo! What must that feel like? I only know what a Nerf jam. There's another one.
Just continuing to stay in attack mode, North Dakota State.
Off-balance shot is good from Rashad Smith.
And that is a difficult shot. If you're Dave Richmond, you go, I'll live with it. I mean, it's a tough off-balance, as you mentioned, kind of leaning to the side. Make them make difficult shots.
The lead is 21 as McKinney took one too many steps there. Yeah, and will turn the ball over. If you're going to shoot 53%, there's an easy reason why when you're dunking it all over the place.
Yes, those are high percentage for the right guys. And Cruiser and Nelson are a couple of the right guys.
Wow. 3.5 gone, second half. Bison up by 21 here. Smith with a 3, good. There's a quick 5 from Rashad Smith.
Well, that's good recognition by Idaho. Penetrate against the aggressive defense, get into the paint, and then look weak side when those help defenders sink. Throws in 30 seconds and had like 10 seconds to spare. Dave Richmond not happy in that timeout. But
what's he talking to his team about there, Greg?
Well, it's there's a certain level of paranoia that every coach has, and that is you just never know when things are going to go south. And if you can control it or keep it from going south, you want to do that. Cook in traffic. But you just want to make sure they maintain their focus and not get a lead and all of a sudden become lackadaisical or get sloppy. And you don't want to have a bad taste in your mouth coming out of a big win.
Kilgore scores down low.
Idaho went to some zone in the first half, really did nothing for them. They've stayed man since then.
McKinney can't get that. Smith the rebound, pushes it ahead. Anderson, good look. But Bertain turns it over. Can McKinney save it? He cannot. Goes into the crowd there.
Took out
remember the cheer section there.
Yeah.
We'll get the timeout here.
He's been locked in, I think, on both ends of the floor. And that's the thing that Dave Richmond wants, is just to continue to hold them accountable and challenge them to not accept who they are. Find ways to incrementally improve whenever and wherever possible.
Foul line jumper, no good there. Cook with the board.
That's simple, but it's Jarius Cook's maturity. He's not running out on a team against a team like this, maybe trying to get an easy one. He's getting on the defensive glass, making sure they get the possession before they go the other way. And another high percentage two on the Bison end of the floor, Don.
Cruiser now with 20. Smith with a deep three that was in and out. And Cook the board. Pushes it ahead to Edie.
Good recognition, pulls it back out. Transition opportunity wasn't there. Get in the half court and get a high percentage look.
Cruiser. That one, he's fouled as he went up with that. And he'll earn 2 shots at the line.
That's what you like with Dave Richmond. Rocky doesn't settle for, some 8 to 10 foot turnaround. He's got a smaller defender, goes at him, goes right into his chest, gets himself to the free throw line. You have the sight, if you're Coach Kloss, you don't like, there's 3 fresh bodies getting ready to come back in for NDSU.
Cruiser playing his 131st game as a Bison. He is 2 away from breaking the all-time record set by Mike Felt. Great sharpshooter for the Bison for Saul Phillips' teams. Again, a testament to just, he came right in his freshman year and has been an impact guy since he arrived on campus from Totino Grace.
He really has, and I think he exceeded expectations early on in his career, and he's just continued to grow, continue to develop.
He's going to have some unbelievable stories, Greg, because I chatted with him about this a couple years ago, that as this lob goes in low there for Christensen, who scores. Finally, his first 2. Rocky had back-to-back years where he had to guard the future #1 pick in the NBA draft. One year was DeAndre Ayton. The following year was Zion Williamson.
Exactly. Not a lot of guys can say that in their college career. And that was even before the COVID year. So, no, what great experiences and memories.
Coleman will take the 3. That's off, and the rebound to Christensen. I'm not sure if he was glad about it, knowing full well that those 2 guys had big nights that night, but it's something he's going to have a story about for years to come.
Well, there weren't many players that those guys didn't have big nights against, and that's what you love, is you go, well, how'd you do? And here you see Des McKinney getting called for that foul, but give these guys credit. They earned the right to play against that level of player on that stage. And there you see another young freshman, Andrew Morgan, who comes in with a ton of hype as well. And you know what? I think he's really stepped up and stepped into that role, done the little things well, defended, rebounded, and scored when he's had the opportunity.
Yeah, he's done what they've asked him to do so far.
Yeah.
The look underneath here, and a foul as Christensen got Morgan up, and now the chance at a 3-point play.
Yeah, a little miscommunication defensively, and they were late to recover. And Christensen, who's really struggled this entire game as a freshman, having to go up against Rocky Cruiser, to his credit, gathers the pass. Little shot fake. Chance for a 3-point opportunity.
You can see it when he's in the game, though, can be an impact guy for Idaho. He's obviously been plagued with foul trouble tonight, too.
Absolutely. You get a kid with that big a body and a willingness to say, you know what, I'm comfortable playing in the paint. Those are great opportunities. Coaches love to see that and love to see their development over the course of their career.
see how the Big Sky race goes this winter. Southern Utah, preseason pick. You know Weber State's always good. As Edie drives, that's too strong. Look at Malik Harden-Hayes. Sky over everybody. But the tip goes to the Vandals. That's a 3 there. Good from Anderson.
Yeah, 4-on-2 opportunity. And Morgan late getting down because he didn't want Malik Harden-Hayes to fall awkwardly to the floor.
And just like that, the lead is 13 here with 12:45 remaining. 57-44.
And we've talked about it, Dom. The scariest team to play is a team with nothing to lose.
Look at Morgan drive. Draws contact. And he'll earn 2 shots of the line.
Strong take by the freshman. Gets himself to the free throw line. And Dave Richmond kind of challenging his guys. Got to get things done defensively. Make sure they get matched up.
Morgan hits the first off a state championship last April at Waseca High School. Mr. Basketball finalist in the state of Minnesota.
You just look at that. Yeah, that's a Summit League ready body right there, Dom. He's just about 6'8".
And I was telling fans, I don't know if they understood, he actually had an offer from the University of Iowa.
Yeah.
Big Ten offer, and chose to come here. Obviously grew up on a farm, wanted to go to an ag school. That was important to him. As Christian gets another one and the foul.
Well, to Idaho's credit, they're doing a great job. NDSU's jumping on the front defensively in the post, and their backside help nowhere to be found here. Here you see Edie, a little late to recover, and he's actually coming out of the game. They're bringing Grant Nelson in the game, but Edie is not the only one. It's happened to a few different guys where they've gotten that post entry over the top. Easy finish, a couple of three-point play opportunities.
Idaho has made its last 4 shots. In and out on the three-point attempt there for the three-point play. It's 59-46 with 12 and a half to go.
And this is where, if you're NDSU, you can't be afraid to miss a shot offensively. Morgan comes up short. But you want to stay aggressive on the offensive end, but you don't want to be reckless, and you don't want it to turn into transition opportunities for the opposition.
Gwinnett leaves it. 3 ball there from Salinas, way short. Up and under for Anderson, can't get it. Harden-Hayes the board.
Boy, easy opportunity for Idaho there. They could have closed the gap a little bit more.
Coleman will set it up here. Leaves it for Morgan. That's a 3 actually for Andrew Morgan.
If you're wondering about Morgan, is he just a low block player? Well,
guess not.
I guess not. He's got some range. Nice soft touch from behind the arc.
Anderson, the kick out. That's a 3 there from Bertain, who knocks it down.
Well, Idaho doing a great job of getting into the paint, kicking out. More off some ball movement, getting some post touches. They're not going anywhere right now. Down 13, playing free and easy on the offensive end.
Lead was all the way up to 21. Idaho's got it here to 13 as Harden-Hayes can't get that to go. Nelson skies for the board and the putback.
And that's what you love. Dave Richmond put Nelson there for that reason. Idaho's gone to Christensen and 4 guards, basically. Well, Nelson can get out and defend on the perimeter, get another big body in there, and clean up on the offensive glass.
Lead back to 15. By the way, as this ball goes inside, Christensen got it to go over Morgan.
That was a good job defensively by Morgan, too. Just a better finish by Christensen. He's gaining confidence as this game progresses.
He's got 9. Nelson, the hook, good. How do you stop that?
You don't. People watched Gonzaga and Duke last night. They're looking at Chet Holmgren from Gonzaga, how skilled he is for a 7-footer. Well, North Dakota State's got their own version.
Coleman. Morgan, that was the first made 3 of the game for the Bison. It comes from Andrew Morgan. Would not have won that bet tonight.
I agree. Very few would have.
Nice up and under move for the freshman.
Excellent step through, and Christensen's tired right now. They've been leaning on him. It's just tough for him defensively.
A block on the other end on Yusuf Salih.
How about Nelson's length? Just keeps his hands high, doesn't bail him out with a foul.
Morgan, another one. Couldn't get that to go. Bertain with the rebound for Idaho. 9:20 to go in the game. 68-51. Bison with the lead. Idaho got it to 13 about a minute and a half ago.
Some tired bodies out there. Christensen, the freshman, they've gone to him and dragging a little bit right now.
Anderson dribbles around and gets the jump shot to go on the baseline. First start with the Bison. Had a couple of big threes in that game in the win over Tarleton as he completes the three-point play.
Yeah, they were huge when you look back at the final margin, and did a nice job of stepping into that opportunity. Continues to maintain that spot in the rotation.
Step through there from Smith. No. He's got his own rebound. Foul underneath. He's going to get cooked there. From out of the frying pan into the fire here for Idaho, as we mentioned. Play the Bison here, and 9 days you get the Jackrabbits. That's the two heavyweights, not counting Oral Roberts here in the Summit League.
Yeah, that's the truth. And the way South Dakota State's playing right now, just at an extremely high level.
Guy, three ball, yes!
Well, great find by Cruiser. He's done everything else tonight. Nice kick out assist for Willie Guy as his man comes down and doubles on the post touch.
Off balance there. Smith no good. Cruiser the board. Cruiser with 21. Nelson with 12. Edey with 12 to pace NDSU here tonight.
Well, just the spark offense that you talked about. Idaho got it down to a 13-point deficit, and all of a sudden it's back up to 21.
Cook couldn't get that to go. Smith the board. Bertain underneath. Christensen. Nice move in the finish.
Yeah, a little mismatch in transition. Cruiser had to come out and guard on the perimeter. That left Cook on an island defending Christensen in the post. Idaho alertly finds him for the easy two.
74-55 our score. Cruiser glides. Couldn't get that. Edey kicks it over. That's a Skunberg corner three. That's good.
Great find by Edey. He was looking Skunberg's way the entire time. As soon as he saw Skunberg's defender kind of sink into the paint, easy decision.
The lead is 22 with Smith blocked there underneath by Nelson.
One of the things that Nelson can make up for with his length.
Edey picked up his dribble. Here's Nelson driving baseline, up and under, no. Rebound to Smith.
Yeah, great take. Just got contested at the rim, not able to finish through the contact. Not enough to be called a foul.
Off balance there and a travel. Going to be called there on Jameel King, and the ball will go back over to the Bison.
A great defensive play by Willie Guy just to stay in front, gave ground, and really didn't. I think the offensive players looking for some contact, and the guy just kept maintaining legal guarding position and forced the turnover.
Harden Hayes back into the game. Let's check in with Logan.
Thanks, Dom. Well, Dave Richmond, he is a big fan of Malik Harden Hayes. He says that when he comes off of the bench, he brings us energy and spark and makes a big-time winning extra plays in the second half of the games.
A foul there. We saw that last year, honestly, in that tournament down in Sioux Falls where Malik really started to assert himself in that three-game stretch against UND, USD, and South Dakota State.
I agree with you, Dom, and Logan makes a great point. He's just a great energy guy. Nice backside play. Edey wide open, draws the foul, but you get back to Malik Harden Hayes. He can be productive without ever having any plays run for him because he can get on the glass, he can run the floor, he can defend at the rim and on the perimeter. You just love the versatility he brings for Dave Richmond.
Edie at the line leading there, hits the first. I think maybe for some average basketball fans may have seen the score on Monday night and say, well, against a transitioning team, how good of a win was it? Well, we saw what Tarleton did to Michigan on Wednesday night. They're going to play Gonzaga coming up on Monday. I think that win will look even better as the year goes on.
It will, especially if Tarleton stays healthy. I mean,
right.
They're going to wear it down.
They're definitely going to do that.
But the way they play, there was never a moment in that Michigan game where Michigan was
correct.
comfortable.
They felt comfortable. You're exactly
Not at
right.
all. And so it was a good win, much needed win for North Dakota State.
Christensen is going to score down low. And he continues his big second half.
Yeah, well, Zach Claus has to be really happy with the consistency and the persistence of this freshman.
13 points at none of the first half.
Right, Tanner Christensen has not hung his head, and he was in foul trouble early, but came in back here in the second half and has kind of been the go-to guy.
Misses the free throw. Good rebound though. Quinnett had it stripped away from him, and Guy brings it back up the floor. That one out of bounds. Last touched by. They're going to say last touch by the referee says last touch by the Bison there. It's going to be Idaho ball. Now they switched it, okay, because initially he was calling NDSU ball. He was pointing Idaho's way.
I was going to say, if it was Idaho's ball, NDSU's in trouble. They're huddling up under their own basket.
Initially
Yeah, no, I saw that too.
Scuddenberg with a pull-up jumper. Can't get the roll. Morgan trying to fight for the rebound. Out of bounds. Last touch that time by NDSU. It'll be Vandals basketball.
I still like the fact that Morgan staying after it on the offensive glass doesn't come up with the offensive rebound, but forces Idaho to work for it.
5.5 remaining. Christensen, little hook shot there. Couldn't get that. Edie fouled as Christensen went up hard. Tremonte Anderson now with 16 on the night.
Yeah, leading scorer coming in for Idaho. North Dakota State kept him in check for the most part.
Nelson misses there. Rebound is tracked down by Gabe Quinnett. Anderson gives it over. Bertain will try the three. No. Good rebound underneath from Kilgore. Harden Hayes got a piece of that. And Morgan to the board as we're down to 4.5 minutes remaining. The Bison lead is 20.
Well, you like this Idaho team. They're not giving up. They're forcing NDSU to stay locked in, stay focused on both ends of the floor.
Inside, here's Morgan on Christensen. Tough shot, no, and the rebound to Anderson.
You just see what Morgan's going to bring. You're just at the tip of the iceberg with him. He's going to be fun to watch develop over the course of his career as well.
Tremonte Anderson glides and finishes. He's up to 18.
Yeah, he hasn't gone anywhere. He's stayed aggressive. Still have the last media timeout coming up, I believe, and a few tired bodies on the floor. But
and there's number 5.
Ball lineup on the floor right now.
Anderson misses. Nelson down on the ground here. That's a 3. Short with that. Anderson another he'll get it back and try a 3 again. And this time the third time was the charm.
Yeah, NDSU kind of lost their matchups off that offensive rebound. And I think Grant Nelson went up and really jammed his hand in the bottom of the rim when he was trying to block the initial scoring opportunity. Then he went to the ground pretty hard.
Travails of being that tall and getting by the rim, isn't it?
Yeah, the issues that
one
people
can
like me
wonder
never have
about
to worry
that,
about.
right? As Edie scores.
It really is, and Creighton's always a difficult team to scout. Greg McDermott probably has a couple of hundred plays in, and then he's got a counter to all those couple of hundred. And I'm not even exaggerating. I mean, one of the great offensive minds in college basketball, and so you really have to almost scheme, tendencies and things like that. If you try to get into all the plays they run, you're going to have paralysis by analysis. You just want to be sound in your own defensive principles.
Cruiser misses them both. That's a 3 there. Anderson no, and Cook the board. And they're always consistently good. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Creighton, from when they were days in the Missouri Valley to now over the last few years in the Big East, they are just, you know what they're going to be.
And I think that's what's impressive is, moving in the Mo Valley, from the Mo Valley to the Big East, that's not an easy transition.
No.
That's like a Power 5 or Power 6 conference,
For
however you want to look
absolutely.
at it in basketball. And Greg McDermott was able to elevate their level of recruiting, and they've been a consistent top 25 team.
Guy. Good look there. How'd he get it to Grant Nelson, who finishes?
Oh, great job. Great find by Guy and great gather and finish by Nelson, 6'11".
Nice look there from Smith to Kilgore underneath. And for a Bison team this experienced, you want to have those kind of games. That can go a long way if you're somehow able to win a game like that on your resume looking towards March.
Well, without question, that's the way David Richmond and this team is going to prepare, as though, what's it going to take for us to go down and win in Omaha? It's going to take a fantastic effort, probably the best defensive effort of the season. And there you see a nice finish in transition. But without a doubt, I think that's one thing that Dave Richmond's going to challenge his guys. Say, listen, you better walk on that floor and act like you belong there. And I think he'll expect that out of this mature group.
Rashad Smith being spoken to there by John Yorkovich about what was happening at the end of that play, as they'll have a chance at a three-point play. And obviously it's been a frustrating start here for this season for Idaho. Is going to be 1-6, and they've been on the road for the last 10 days. You got to know that. Nelson, the spin and the finish. He's just showing off now. 16 for the Devils late kid. That one off the mark there. Anderson couldn't connect. Harden Hayes the rebound. Nelson the step through and the finish.
Good gosh. Like you said, the spin move, and he goes, well, I'll throw a little Euro step at you now. How's that?
The rejection there from Nelson, and Smith scores on the putback. 88-71 as we're down to the final 40 seconds. Bison about to get to 4-2 on this season. Edey gives us over to Cook. Foul line jumper good from Jarius Cook. Might be the best way to cap off the night here for this Bison men's basketball team. Shot clock is off. Smith rejected by Grant Nelson. He and Smith have been going at it here for the better part of the last 2.5 minutes.
They have, and you know what? The other thing I love, Tyree Edey just goes to Grant Nelson and says, it's okay, you sent your message, now don't do anything more. I love that leadership, just saying, hey, let's get out of here, we're okay. Yep. I was watching the Summit League volleyball tournament earlier too. That looked like one of those hits from earlier today.
Well, tempers were high between both of them. You could see it festering for a bit. As Edey gets a nice ovation from the crowd.
Love what Edey brought to the floor today, Dom. And it's just, we've kind of grown to expect that. Much more the norm as his performance that he put on the floor today.
We're down to the final 5 seconds here. As that one knocked in is good from King. With 3.7 remaining. The Bison are going to enjoy this Thanksgiving holiday.